help. I don't know, but a lot can change. Like, I thought Coach Shah would have left her immediately, but then again, I don't know. The whole coach may have known exactly what she was doing and they're ride or die. So
this could be like, I love you even more. You're taking the fall from me.
the saddest part is like Jen's mother, it's like Jen's parents are getting older. We saw that with Teresa, like that to me, I'm so close to my mom. Like, that would break my heart if I did this and I went to jail for 5 years. My mom would be 80. Like, and it's like, oh my God, maybe I only have a year with her left. If that.
She could pass away when you're in jail, and you do get out for that. I do go to the funeral, but that's, I think, about it.
That was one of the saddest things for Teresa, like her and her parents had to live through all that. You saw her dad go downhill. It's just
like, listen, you did it. I didn't tell you to do this. I didn't tell you to do this. I didn't tell you. And her argument was like, well, I didn't speak to the people. The judge is like, of course you didn't. You're like the number one highest person. So you had everyone else, because that was an argument of hers. Like, I didn't actually speak to any of these victims. I didn't pick up the phone to scam them. And the judge is like, no shit. Like, you were like the top person. Of course you didn't. That was like what all your little peons did. And then did you see that clip that's surfacing in the beginning where she's like, like, I'm kind of like the Wizard of Oz, and like, that's what I do. She's like, did you ever see like her, like in the beginning, she's like that, and I do lists and marketing and it's all cool. And, basically like every time you click, girl, I make money. That's what she said. She was bragging. So I don't know. Listen, I'm not being petty. I don't feel the remorse for her. So it's
I don't either. I don't. And
you know what the worst punishment's going to be? What? You know what the worst punishment of all is going to be? What? Is that when she does something in jail that's so shocking or whatever, we will talk about it. But guess what? Do we talk about like Amanda Knox every day? Do we talk about in Mary Jo Buttafuoco and Amy Fisher? Do we talk about the Menendez twins? Do we talk about Bernie Madoff every day now? Not really. Only when it's in. We're not going to talk about her every day. That's worse to her than the 6.5 years. Her worst nightmare is happening, and that we are just going to move on.
Well, there you go. Karma always gets you one way or the other. So I was thinking that too while you were saying that. I was like, what it would be nice? I don't know. I'm sort of shot out. So I'm like, it'd be really great to like not talk about her anymore. I just find it's the same with Tom. Again, I have no idea how Tom Girardi is not behind bars in a jail facility that accommodates people with memory issues. I have no idea how that guy is still not. He's a fucking awful human being, just like Jen. It's like, yeah. I don't have any empathy, and I just do not talk about these people either. I think they're scumbags, and in fact, we ought to just like have the victims on and let them tell their story. We ought to do a podcast on that and bring light to these individuals, like their lives, how bad they were impacted.
Honey, I thought about it. We're making some changes here behind the velvet rope this year, guys, and we're listening to all of you a little bit. Not that anyone's DM me. Well, I look at the numbers. We're making some change. Trust me, we're going to have a lot more time for that stuff. You know what we got to talk about? We got to talk about we're with Sutton on Saturday. Yes. Now that I live in Los Angeles, look at her Tumblr, everybody. The Sutton. I'll give a shout out to Sutton. We went to Sutton's store.
Yes.
Sutton was there.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And my friend from E that we were with, we were leaving and he was like, you never met Sutton? And I really had to think about it. She's been on my podcast 3 times. And I'm like, no, it was all during the pandemic.
Wow. That's amazing that you had her on 3 times. That's an awesome guest.
She's
almost like a regular co-host for you.
She's almost like a regular co-host. You know what I say about people that are regulars here. I won't go there. I will always look. I'm like, she might be the Wizard of Oz, but I'll be like the Godfather. Like, you either be nice. If you're nice to me and you come on the show, I'm not going to go there with you. Like, I have nothing but good things to really. What am I supposed to say about Sutton? She's done my show 3 times. She doesn't have to even look at me. That really makes me a little person, but like, I'm not belittling myself, but like, she's great, right? Like, you met her. She's great.
Amazing. Her, her
what do you want to say about her?
Well, people wanted to know because they were like, "Oh my God, you guys met Sutton." And of course, people loved that you and I were together in real life.
They did.
Her store is adorable, and her store, everything in the store is just exactly like her style, kind of that cute Southern belle. She's teeny as can be. As you know, she's like tiny as a minute, in real life. I actually really loved some of her jewelry. She had some beautiful jewelry that was.
Did you know the prices of any of this?
No, I didn't. And that's the thing. I didn't want to ask because it's like I'm sure the rings were like $300 or $400, and I wasn't going to spend $400.
$300 or $400.
Oh, was it 3,000 or 4,000?
Well, that one sweater you said was like $900, right?
Was it? I thought the sweater that I picked up that was really cute, the sweater vest was like 400 or 450.
Oh, I thought you said 900. I'm just thinking.
Handbag. I looked in the handbag. The handbag that she famously wore.
Those were gorgeous. How much was that?
1,100.
Okay, that's not like horrible.
No, it wasn't terrible. That's why I figured, well, if the handbags are 1,100, maybe the rings and some of the earrings are.
And look where the store is. I mean, it's in Beverly Hills on the verge of WeHo. So, I mean, people could afford it that walk in there.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
There's something about the jewelry. I just made up my own backstory that it was more like, I don't know. I think I would have thought like 1,100 plus. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it's a cute store, right? Smaller than it looks on TV, right?
It always is. Yeah. Adorable. She says her pajamas are her biggest sellers. You and I bought.
I almost bought them.
Shirts. They were cute. They were cute. And I'm with you. I mean, look, you and I've met many housewives of many different franchises, and some are, I don't blame them. They're at different points in their career and they're not as welcoming and they're not as friendly. And they're like, "Hi, how are you? Great. Nice to meet you. Thank you." Sutton was amazing. And, our friend, John, who got an exclusive, and, you and I were happy to help.
Basically, we were there when everyone's watching Sutton on E! News, break her silence on Lisa Rinna. David and Sarah are the ones that hooked this up. My friend was there from E! Look, this is how this business works. And then her publicist was on the way anyway. And then he's like, "I just want to film Sutton and get the exclusive on what she feels about Rinna." Now, if you and I wanted to do that, I'm sure her publicist, who's lovely, would have been like, no. But, I'm telling you, I've been with my friend. I've been out and about with him. Nobody says, he shows me the list of people that are pitched to him every day. People that you and I would cut off. You would literally cut off. You would saw your arm off. You would literally be doing this podcast with no arm to get these guests.
Give me an example, because it would take a lot.
Okay, maybe not. But like, he turns down, like today on either having Brandy Glanville on, but Housewives, trust me, he doesn't. It's like Brandy had to really pitch her team, had to pitch her, and now she's going to be on. And like, it's all because they think she's going to be back on Beverly Hills, but like, he doesn't like Jersey. He's like, I'm taking